Every day, hundreds of thousands of Americans visit their local casino for a chance to scoop the big jackpot. But little do they know, the casino is hiding their best-kept secrets about slot machines. Today, in this exclusive interview, we spoke to a former casino floor manager who previously worked to gatekeep these 7 slot machine secrets. After 12 years inside the industry, at major Las Vegas and Atlantic City casinos, he's finally ready to break his silence and expose everything. He oversaw hundreds of machines. He worked directly with slot manufacturers. He attended private meetings where executives discussed strategies to maximize profits from players. And he watched good people lose everything because they didn't know what he's about to reveal. These aren't theories. These aren't conspiracy ideas. So let's start with the first secret, the one that affects you the moment you walk onto the casino floor. Secret 1. Slot placement is psychological warfare. Every single slot machine on a casino floor is placed with surgical precision. Nothing is random. Nothing is accidental. Every location is chosen based on data, psychology, and profit optimization. You've probably heard the old myth that casinos put their loosest slots near entrances and cashier cages to attract players with the sounds of winning. That used to be true in the 1980s. It's not anymore. Modern casinos have completely reversed this strategy. The machines near entrances, exits, cashier cages, and bathrooms are now some of the tightest machines on the floor. Why? Because people will play them anyway. You're waiting for your friend. You're killing time before dinner. You're cashing out and figure you'll play one more machine on the way out. Casinos call these convenience locations. And they know players at convenience locations aren't comparison shopping. You're not walking the floor looking for the best machine. You're just sitting down at whatever's available, so they put low payback machines there because they can get away with it. The loosest machines, the ones with the best payback percentages, are placed at what we call crossroads. These are intersections of heavy foot traffic where wins can be seen and heard by the maximum number of people. Near the center of the main slot floor, at the entrance to the high-limit room, along the pathway between the poker room and the sportsbook. When someone hits a jackpot at a crossroads machine, dozens or hundreds of people see it. They hear the music, they see the lights, they see someone winning. And that drives them to play. I've been in meetings where we analyzed heat maps showing player density and strategically moved our highest payback machines to maximize exposure. One casino I worked at moved a machine that paid out a $30,000 jackpot to a more visible location, specifically so the next jackpot would be seen by more people. And here's something most players don't know. Airport slots and gas station slots have the worst payback percentages of any machines anywhere. We're talking 75 to 85% payback compared to 90 to 95% on a typical casino floor. Why? Because you're a captive audience. You're killing time before a flight. You're not going to drive to another gas station to find better slots. So they set the payback as low as legally allowed. If you're going to play slots, avoid convenience locations. Look for machines at major intersections, and never, ever play airport or gas station slots. Secret 2. Near misses are programmed to keep you playing. Have you ever been playing a slot machine and seen 2 jackpot symbols line up perfectly, with a third one just barely missing above or below the pay line? That jackpot symbol sitting right there, just one position off from making you rich? That's not bad luck. That's programming. Near misses are deliberately built into slot machine algorithms. Manufacturers design the reel mapping. That's the distribution of symbols on each reel to create near misses at a frequency that keeps players engaged. Here's how it works. Modern slot machines don't use physical reels to determine outcomes. They use a random number generator that selects a result. Then the reels spin to display that result. The reels are just for show, but the way symbols are mapped onto those reels is anything but random. Manufacturers place jackpot symbols directly above and below the payline positions more frequently than probability would suggest. This creates the visual illusion that you're constantly almost winning. Studies by gaming regulators have found that near misses occur significantly more often than true randomness would produce. And there's a reason for this. Your brain interprets near misses as evidence that you're getting closer to winning. You think, I almost hit it, one more spin and I'll get it. But here's the truth. Every spin is completely independent. A near miss on one spin has zero impact on the next spin. The machine isn't getting warmer. You're not due for a win. That jackpot symbol that just missed? It could miss 1,000 more times in a row. The Nevada Gaming Commission actually investigated near-miss programming in the 1980s and found it was so manipulative they considered banning it. But the casino lobby was too powerful. Instead, they just required that near misses couldn't be more frequent than the actual math of the game would allow. That sounds protective, but it's not. Because manufacturers simply design the real mapping to make near misses mathematically common. It's legal, it's widespread, and it's costing you money by keeping you in your seat longer than you should stay. When you see a near miss, recognize it for what it is: manipulation, not evidence that you're close to winning. Secret 3. Losses disguised as wins keep you confused. This is one of the most insidious practices in modern slot design, and most players have no idea it's happening. You bet 50 cents on a spin. The reels stop. Lights flash, music plays. Coins sound like they're pouring out. The screen celebrates. You feel like you won something. You look at your credit meter. You won 25 cents. Wait. You bet 50 cents and won 25 cents. You just lost 25 cents. But the machine celebrated like you hit a jackpot. This is called a loss disguised as win, or LDW in industry terminology, and it's everywhere. Studies have found that modern multi-line slot machines produce LDWs on 30 to 40% of all spins, almost half the time. You're losing money while the machine tricks you into feeling like you won. Why do casinos do this? Because it works. Your brain releases dopamine when you experience a win. That's the chemical that makes gambling feel good, but your brain responds to the signals, the lights, and sounds, not to the actual math. So when the machine celebrates, your brain gets that dopamine hit even though you lost money. This keeps you playing longer. It keeps you confused about whether you're actually winning or losing, and it makes you feel like you're having more success than you really are. I've watched players sit at machines for hours, racking up dozens of these fake wins, and leave thinking they had a good session because they won so many times. They didn't check that their starting bankroll of $300 was now $80. The solution is simple, but requires discipline. Ignore the machine's celebration. Only track your actual credit meter. And even better, set a timer and check your balance every 15 minutes. If you're down, you're losing. No matter how many times the machine played its happy music, losses disguised as wins are psychological warfare. Don't let them confuse you. Secret 4. Casino comps are designed to keep you losing. Let me tell you how players' club cards really work. When you insert your card into a slot machine, the casino system begins tracking everything. How much you're betting per spin, how fast you're playing, how long you stay at each machine, your win-loss ratio, your total coin-in, and most importantly, it calculates something called your theoretical loss, or THEO. Your THEO is a mathematical prediction of how much money the casino expects you to lose based on your play pattern and the machine's payback percentage. If you're betting $2 a spin on a machine with a 90% payback, playing 600 spins per hour, the casino knows you're theoretically losing $120 per hour. Comps are based on your THEO, not your generosity, not your loyalty, your expected losses. But here's where it gets manipulative. The casino system doesn't just track your THEO, it tracks your behavior patterns. It knows when you're about to leave, and at times comp offers to keep you playing. You've been playing for an hour. You're down $100. You're thinking about cashing out and going to dinner. Suddenly, a slot attendant appears with a voucher for a free buffet, or your card reader displays a message offering $50 in free play. This isn't coincidence. This is algorithmic manipulation. The system detected that your play rate was slowing. You stopped betting max lines. You're playing slower. These are indicators that you're about to quit. So it triggered a comp offer to keep you in your seat. And here's the really devious part. That free buffet or free play isn't free. The casino has calculated that by giving you a $25 comp, you'll keep playing and lose another $200. I've been in executive meetings where we reviewed comp effectiveness metrics. We knew exactly how much additional play each comp type generated. Free play was the most effective because it forced you to stay at the machine and keep playing. Room upgrades were second because they kept you on the property longer. The timing of comp offers reveals machine behavior too. If you're getting comp offers while playing a specific machine, that machine is likely in an accumulation phase. The casino wants to keep you there because their data shows you're losing at an acceptable rate. Use your player's card for the comps. But recognize that every offer is calculated to extract more money from you. When you get a comp, that's your signal to cash out and take a break, not to keep playing. Secret 5. Payback percentages. Our deceiving casinos love to advertise their payback percentages. You'll see signs that say, up to 98% payback, or certified 95% return. Let me translate what this really means. First, up to 98% means that one machine somewhere in the casino pays back 98%. One machine out of thousands. The rest could be 85%. That advertising is technically true, but completely misleading. Second, payback percentages are calculated over millions of spins. Not your session, not your day, not even your year. Over the entire lifespan of the machine, running 24 hours a day for years. A machine with a 92% payback will, over millions of spins, return $92 for every $100 inserted. But in any individual session, variance dominates. You could lose your entire bankroll in an hour on that same 92% machine. The house edge, that 8% in this example, grinds you down over time. The longer you play, the more certain it is that your results will approach that theoretical payback percentage. And that percentage is always below 100, which means you always lose eventually. Third, denomination matters enormously. Penny slots typically have payback percentages between 85 and 88%. Quarter slots might be 90 to 92%. Dollar slots might be 93 to 95%. $5 slots and higher often exceed 96%. Why? Because the house makes more money per spin on higher denominations. A $5 machine with a 4% house edge generates 20 cents of profit per spin. A penny machine needs a 15% house edge to generate the same revenue per square foot of casino space. Casinos put their worst payback percentages on penny slots because that's what most players choose. And most players choose penny slots because they think it's cheaper. But you end up playing more spins and losing more money overall. Fourth, you never actually know what you're playing. Payback percentages are on confidential documents called par sheets. Manufacturers and casinos keep these locked up. Gaming regulators see them, but players don't. That machine you're playing could be 95%, or it could be 86%. You have no way to know. You're gambling blind. The only way to estimate a machine's payback is through statistical analysis over thousands of spins. And even then, variance makes it difficult to pinpoint the exact percentage. My advice? If you're going to play slots, play the highest denomination you can afford. The payback percentages are genuinely better. 100 spins on a dollar machine will lose you less money on average than 1,000 spins on a dime machine. But never forget that even a 98% payback means you're losing 2% of everything you wager. Over time, the house always wins. Secret 6. Slot tournaments are rigged for the house. Slot tournaments seem like a great deal. Pay a $50 entry fee, play for free on tournament machines, compete for thousands in prize money. What could go wrong? Let me show you the math. A typical slot tournament has 200 entries at $50 each. That's $10,000 in entry fees. The prize pool might be $6,000. First place gets $3,000, second gets $2,000, third gets $1,000. Where did the other $4,000 go? The casino kept it. But it gets worse. Tournament machines are programmed differently than floor machines. They're set to extremely high volatility with massive variance. This creates exciting leaderboard drama, where players can go from last place to first place on a single spin. But this volatility also means skill matters even less than usual. Tournament results are almost purely luck. The casino isn't rewarding the best players. They're creating a lottery. And here's the real trick. Tournaments are loss leaders designed to get you on the property. Most tournament players arrive early and play regular slots while waiting for their tournament session. They play after their tournament session while waiting for results. They stay overnight and play the next morning. I've analyzed the data. The average tournament participant loses $300 to $500 on regular slots during their tournament visit. The casino makes far more from that incidental play than they pay out in tournament prizes. Free roll tournaments, where entry is free, are even more effective at this. Players think they're getting something for nothing, but the casino knows that anyone who shows up for a free tournament will play paid machines before or after. The free tournament is just bait. There are exceptions. High-stakes invite-only tournaments at major casinos can have positive expected value if you're a rated player who receives a free entry based on past play. But for the average player paying an entry fee, tournaments are a bad bet. If you enjoy the social aspect and competition, go ahead and play. But don't fool yourself into thinking you're getting a good deal. You're paying for entertainment, not for an advantage. Secret 7. Your phone is tracking your casino behavior. This secret is the most disturbing because it extends beyond the casino floor, into your personal life. Modern casinos use sophisticated technology to track your behavior in ways most players never imagine. And it starts the moment you download their app or connect to their Wi-Fi. Casino apps request permission to access your location, even when not in use. This allows them to know when you're near the property, when you drive past, when you're at competing casinos. They use Bluetooth beacon technology throughout the casino. These small devices detect your phone and track your movement across the property. They know which slot machines you walk past, which ones you stop at, how long you play, where you eat, where you park. Facial recognition is becoming standard at major casinos. Cameras identify you the moment you walk in. They link your face to your player's club account. They track your movement without requiring you to insert your card. All of this data is aggregated into behavioral profiles. The casino knows when you typically visit, what days of the week you prefer, what times you arrive and leave, how much you usually spend, what games you play, and they use this data for targeted marketing. You'll receive push notifications on your phone precisely when their algorithm predicts you're most likely to visit. Offers arrive on Friday afternoons because the data shows you visit Friday evenings. Free play offers arrive after you've gone 2 weeks without visiting because the data shows that's your typical break period. The most disturbing part is data sharing between casino properties. Major casino corporations own multiple properties across the country. Your play at one property is tracked at all their properties. Some companies even share data with partner casinos. This creates a comprehensive gambling profile that follows you everywhere. And it's all legal because you agreed to it when you signed up for the Players Club and accepted the terms on their app. How do you protect yourself? First, don't download casino apps unless absolutely necessary. Second, never connect to casino Wi-Fi. Use your cellular data. Third, turn off Bluetooth when visiting casinos. Fourth, opt out of marketing communications. But here's the reality. If you use a player's club card, they're tracking you. The only way to avoid comprehensive tracking is to play anonymously without a card. But then you don't get comps. It's a trade-off. And the casino has designed the system, so most players choose tracking in exchange for rewards. Just know what you're giving up. Your privacy, your behavioral data, and ammunition for them to manipulate you into gambling more. Now let me tell you what actually works if you're going to play slots anyway. First, play higher denominations. I mentioned this earlier, but it bears repeating. The payback percentages are genuinely better on dollar machines than penny machines. You'll lose less per hour on average. Second, play maximum lines, but minimum bet per line. This gives you better hit frequency without overextending your bankroll. A 50-line slot at 1 cent per line costs you 50 cents per spin, but gives you 50 chances to win. Third, set win and loss limits before you start and stick to them religiously. Decide you'll walk away if you lose $100 or if you win $100. When you hit either limit, cash out immediately. Fourth, cash out regularly. Don't play with winnings. If you turn $100 into $200, cash out $100 and play with the other $100 if you want to keep playing. Lock in profits. Fifth, avoid progressive slots unless the jackpot is abnormally high. Progressive machines take a percentage of each bet to fund the jackpot. This comes directly from the base payback percentage. You're playing a worse game for a chance. At a jackpot, you'll almost certainly never win. Sixth, use time limits more than money limits. Set a timer for 20 minutes per machine. When it goes off, move or leave. This prevents the hypnotic effect of repetitive play. Seventh, and most important, treat slots as entertainment expense, not as income opportunity. You're paying for the experience. You're not investing. You're not working. You're spending money on entertainment. If you go to a movie, you pay $15 and get 2 hours of entertainment. If you go to a casino with $200 and play for 3 hours, that's your entertainment budget. Expect to lose it all. If you walk away with anything, that's a bonus. Let me close with this. I left the casino industry because I couldn't reconcile what I knew with what I watched happen every single day. I saw people destroy their lives. I watched families fall apart. I witnessed the human cost of these machines. Casinos banned me from some properties when they found out I was speaking publicly about these practices. I received legal threats. I was told I was violating my NDA. I don't care. Someone needs to tell the truth. Slot machines are not games of chance. They're games of mathematics where the math is always against you. They're programmed with psychological manipulation techniques refined over decades. They're placed, timed, and designed to extract maximum money from every player. You cannot beat them long-term. The house edge is real. The random number generator is truly random. But the game is designed, so randomness favors the casino. If you choose to play, do it with full knowledge of what you're up against. Use the information I've shared to play smarter. Recognize the manipulation, protect your bankroll, set limits and stick to them. And if you or someone you know is struggling with gambling addiction, please reach out to the National Council on Problem Gambling at 1-800-52-24700. Help is available. The secrets are out. What you do with them is up to you, but at least now you know the truth. The house always wins, but you don't have to make it easy for them.